Yo YouTube, what is going on? You've got Techno here, coach of the Carolina Pantherians, and today we are back with our 9th week of the GBA D-League. Now, technically our second week, our second battle, but you know, just how it is. Anyways, we are up against GoldoaDragon this week, and he's relatively new to the league format, I think. However, he has been doing very well this season. He's 6-2 at the moment, I believe, which is a very good record considering that it is his just about his first time. So, big props to him. Got a very scary team, which I went over in the team builder. If you guys missed that, there will be a link in the description if you want to check that out. But yeah, so we have a team, if you guys missed it, we have a team of Nidoking, which is our Sash lead with Stealth Rocks. Originally had Toxic Spikes, but I got rid of that for Flamethrower in case Vikavolt came, which it didn't, which is very good because Vikavolt would have been a big problem for my team. We've got a Scarfed Alolan Persian, main check to the Haxorus because otherwise Haxorus can just kind of like dent my entire team, which is really annoying. Basically, if it gets up a DD, it'll just sweep through everything. We've got a sub 3 attacks Jirachi, Iron Head, Drain Punch, and Zen Headbutt, max attack, max speed. Just kind of does a lot to his team. No Victini either, which means that it is just that much better. We have a Scarf Emboar with enough speed so that we outspeed the Dugtrio, which is indeed max speed as well. We've got sub 3 attacks Aerodactyl, and then we've got a defensive Perish Trap Azumarill with a Wikiberry. Now, looking at the team that he brought, he brings a team of Milotic, Gigalith, Bisharp, Haxorus, Tornadus Incarnate, and Mega Venusaur. So, a couple things I noticed. One, no Victini, which is humongous. Victini was a huge threat to my team. No Dugtrio either, which was also a really big problem if it wanted to trap a few of my Mons. So, very happy to not see either of those. Otherwise, I basically expected his entire team. I really thought those two Mons would come though, and they didn't, which is actually a lot better for me. I feel like those two Mons were the biggest threats to my team in general, but otherwise, yeah, team looks pretty expected. I guess I didn't really think that Gigalith would come, but it makes sense as to why it did. It's probably like a backup check to the Aerodactyl in case my Milotic goes down or something, or even like a full check, just like his first counter in general, because I don't know what type of defensive the Milotic will be. But anyways, without further ado, let's just get right into it. So, you guys already know that I'm going to be leading off with my Nidoking. I thought it was my best lead this matchup considering that I am a Focus Sash set, and that was basically the game plan all along. So, we're going to see Goldoa is going to be challenging us to our first GBA Wi-Fi battle, which is pretty exciting. So, let's see right here. He leads off with the Milotic as I'm going to lead off with the Nidoking. Now, looking at this matchup, I kind of expected him to kind of lead with Milotic or something like that to kind of take advantage of one of my lead rockers. However, first turn, I'm not going to actually go for rocks. I'm going to go for Thunderbolt first. I thought it would be important to scout out the damage just to see what type of set this thing is, and it is indeed a more defensive set, as I found out from that, physically defensive. So this turn I can get up my rocks because I was Sash. I wasn't afraid of anything. I did a calc. Even if he got the burn right there, he wouldn't have been able to kill me with any roll. So I was totally fine with just going for my Thunderbolt right there and scouting out some damage. He gets off the recover right here, which is also just totally fine for me. And at this point, I'm like, alright, well, there's no reason for me to just sack off my Nidoking right here. I know this thing's spread right now, which I kind of expected, but either way, it's fine to know. I can keep this thing for later in case I want to punch a hole in something else. So I'm going to go right into my Azumarill. And as stated in the team builder, the reason I have Wikiberry is so that he doesn't assume if he sees leftovers that I am a Whirlpool Perish Song set, because right off the bat, leftovers does kind of scream that. So I thought that maybe I'd be able to bait him with that, but he's actually just going to go right into the Venusaur, and I'm like, alright, well, that's totally cool. Getting off some Whirlpool chip damage is totally fine with me. You guys can see that does relatively nothing, but that's fine considering that this Whirlpool damage is going to be doing quite a bit over time. So Azumarill is just going to, at this point, go for the Protect. I wanted to scout out and see if he actually had the Sludge Bomb. I thought Sludge Bomb was obviously a good bring, in case I was a Sap Sipper Azumarill, as I am. But we will see. He does indeed go for the Sludge Bomb right here. So if he didn't have it, I would have just freely stayed in. Click Perish Song, got rid of the Venusaur, which would have been pretty big, because that would just open up this thing's opportunities a lot more. In terms of just trapping a lot of his team, but either way, that's totally fine. I know for a fact that he's not going to go for Earthquake this turn, Like, it would be a good prediction if he did, but like it doesn't really matter to me if he does or not or doesn't, just because like Jirachi's like decently bulky, so I'm fine taking an Earthquake with this thing. And I go right into it. I click Zen Headbutt because it's my most damaging move to this thing. Obviously, I don't kill, but Jirachi does the Jirachi thing and gets the flinch, so that sucked. And that's only a 40% chance to happen. If I really just wanted to just flinch him down, I should have just gone for Iron Head first, then Zen Headbutt. But either way, like, getting that Zen Headbutt off was pretty big for me. So on this turn, something interesting happens. So he is going to go right into the sorry about the tech GBA thing, by the way. I don't have a capture card. Gonna go right into the Bisharp, and you guys will see he is going to float in the air with his air balloon. Now, what this means is I ran a calc, and even if he's adamant max attack, since he's not Life Orb or Black Glasses, he has no chance of killing me off with this Bisharp right here. So I'm just gonna decide. Okay, well, me going for sub on like an expected Sucker Punch is pretty obvious. I think he'd expect that, and I think that like it makes sense for me to go for it. So I'm just gonna go right for Drain Punch. He doesn't kill me with anything unless he crits me, and we will see he actually just goes right for the knockoff, I think, and we were able to just get rid of that with the Jirachi. So Jirachi already picking up 2 kills right off the bat, definitely making up for last week. When I couldn't flinch down the Magirna, but yeah, that's a really good turn for Jirachi right there. We get rid of the Bisharp, which was a really big like annoyance to my team. I had a lot of prep for that thing, so seeing it go down so quickly was like kind of like underwhelming, but either way, it's totally fine. And it's going to come my Azumarill, as I don't want to get a Skull Burn with that thing. Since I'm not that bulky on my Jirachi, or bulky at all, I know for a fact that I'm not going to be able to take the Scalds with my subs, so I'm totally fine with that. I'm going to be able to go to Azumarill, and he actually doesn't burn me, which is really nice. This turn, it's another free Whirlpool, as I'm just like, I'm in a position to where I can just kind of click Whirlpool, and at some point I think I'll be able to Perish Trap something like really easily. As the Whirlpool is going to come out and do a decent amount of damage to this Tornadus, which comes right in. I'm going to go for Protect in case he wants to go for a Z move right here. I figured this would be the turn to do it, because I could go into my Aerodactyl right here, and as I'm not Mega Evolved, the Fly-In EMZ would do a lot to me, but he actually just goes right for Tailwind, which is totally fine with me. I get off more Whirlpool damage, and I see that he is Citrus Berry, so this tells me 2 things. One, he can't kill me from anywhere with my Jirachi, with my Jirachi too, and this is Azumarill. 2, Haxorus is more than likely a Z-move user this game. But he actually does knock me off there, which was pretty annoying for me. Definitely didn't want to get knocked off because I liked having my Wiki Berry this game. But either way, I go for Scald. You can see I get the burn there, so I'm fortunate. He goes for 2 Scalds and doesn't get a single burn, whereas I go for 1 and get burn on the first try. What can you really do about that? We will see. He goes for Defog here. I wasn't like too afraid of him going for Acrobatics, even if he wasn't burned. I knew I'd be able to take it, and I'd be able to come back in on the Melodic anyways, so I was totally fine with that if he did go for it. As you can see, I Scald here, doesn't kill, but the burn is going to be able to pick it off, so that's great for me. Tornadus is down, and we are up 6-3, and it's looking pretty good for us right here, I will say. Now, the Gigalith comes in, and right off the bat, I noticed, okay, he's not even Sandstream, so this is a sturdy Gigalith, and I'm not exactly sure what he's going to want to go for here. I considered going Jirachi, but at the same time, I didn't feel like I need this thing too much. I still have my Emboar to break through the Melodic, and then Emboar plus something else will be able to kill it from there, no matter what, which I'm very confident in. As he goes for Heavy Slam, I just fire off a Scald, do quite a bit of damage to him, but now it's the time where I can go into my Jirachi, and this was expecting Stealth Rock, Stone Edge, or Heavy Slam. I didn't think he'd Earthquake there. If he did, then good play on his part, but he didn't, so just gets up the rocks right there, and yeah, that's really cool with me. Iron Head is going to come out right here, and at this point I knew the Iron Head wouldn't kill, but now I'm in a position to where I could just flinch down everything with this Jirachi. However, it's also not ideal for me, considering the fact that if he goes Haxorus and I'm not able to flinch it and he gets a Dragon Dance up, I don't 2-hit KO it anyways, which would basically mean that I would just lose right there to the +2 Haxorus, which would be really detrimental to me, a really annoying way to lose, and I just don't want to do that. So I'm going to go for sub here, expecting him to either switch, stay in, and do a big hit to me, or something else, but he actually does switch. I did get an unfortunate flinch on the Gigalith right there, but what can you really do about that? Like, Gigalith, it wasn't going to do too much to me. I'm not really valuing such like a lot of health on this Jirachi at this point. It's not that important to me to have a lot of health, and Earthquake wouldn't have been doing enough to put me out of range of this, like put me in range of this Melodic right here. So I'm totally fine with that. Haxorus at +1 is going to kill me anyways, so wasn't really concerned about that, but I guess the Iron Head flinch does kind of like annoy him a little bit. Zen Headbutt's going to come out right here, as the recover is going to keep coming off, and this is kind of a little bit of a stall war, but not for too long, you guys will see, because I'm just going to keep firing off Zen Headbutts, and you guys can see Zen Headbutt is doing quite a bit of damage, a lot more than I would have expected. Zen Headbutt's going to come out here, like, once again, and I'm totally fine with that. I'm fine if he scalds me. I'm just like, even if you burn me, I'm still able to come up with my Emboar later and be totally like alright. I'm not planning on like staying around with this thing much longer, but he actually doesn't get the burn, which is annoying. And now he's in range to where I'm just gonna click Iron Head like a cheeky motherfucker. I know he's gonna recover anyways, so I figured might as well go for the like higher flinch chance, and that is exactly what happens right here. Now on this turn, I just want to like kind of clarify exactly what happens on this turn, why I make the plays I do. Now Haxorus at +1 actually has a shot to not get killed by foul play from Alolan Persian. As crazy as that sounds, +1 Haxorus doesn't always die to the Alolan Persian because it does like 95 to something. And so with Rocks up though, it always does. However, he did defog my Rocks away. Now on this turn I know he's going to recover to kind of take advantage of that, so I decide I'm not going to try to preserve a 6-0 or anything. Instead what I'm going to do is I'm going to go right into my Nidoking and play it safe and just get up my Rocks right here. I know he's going to recover. Even if he doesn't, like, I'll be able to go into something else that could pressure the Haxorus anyway, so I'm totally fine with that. Recover's going to come out right here, and I am just going to be in with my Nidoking, and this is where I'm just going to click Rocks, because Rocks are always my best play. Getting rid of a possible Sash on Haxorus is also really good, and now we can't defog them anyway, so very happy with that. And Recover is going to come out here once again, probably expecting me to go for Thunderbolt or something, but nope, just going to get up my Rocks right there. As now, Thunderbolt will come out. So the reason I went for this is because I've lost like a few matches, or I always just like to play carefully in situations like this where I don't have to risk anything. I've lost matches because I wanted to like preserve differential or whatever, but there was no reason to do that this game. Instead, I just decided I would just do that right there, and then bring in my Emboar and go for the Wild Charge, because Wild Charge will be able to kill from here almost every time. Even if it doesn't, it's going to be in range of something else if it goes for Scald and kills me. But he actually just goes right into the Gigalith, so what this tells me is now he's going to be going into the Haxorus, and he's just going to try to go for it, more than likely. So Wild Charge is going to come out right here, and I know every time versus the Haxorus that my play is no matter what to go directly into the Alolan Persian, especially because now that I'm scarfed into this attack, I know he's probably not going to go right for the Dragon Dance, because killing me off right here if I'm not going for Dragon Dance if I'm not scarfed is a huge misplay on his part. Because Superpower, he doesn't know my set, and I could possibly kill him with Superpower from here or something else. So instead what I'm going to do is I'm just going to expect him to go for Earthquake or a Dragon Move or something, go right into my Persian. He is Mold Breaker, so I won't have my Fur Coat versus this thing, but I kind of knew that going into this battle. I was totally fine with it. And Earthquake's going to come out right here and do a lot because, of course, I don't have my Fur Coat, but that's totally fine. I'm just going to go right for the Foul Play right here. He knew it wouldn't kill, obviously, because it's still at like a very good amount of health, but it does a lot because Haxorus has 147 base attack, and he goes for Dragon Dance, and I'm like, oh my god, this is beautiful, because Haxorus is just going to drop right here to the Scarfed Alolan Persian Foul Play. So very happy to see that this happened right here, because if that didn't happen, then I would have been in a horrible position, and I would have just lost the game if I didn't have my Scarfed Alolan Persian. So very cool to see that this happened right here. Now on this turn I should have known that he'd just go right for the Recover, and I should have probably just gone into my Azumarill, click Parashong, and just won from there with my Jirachi. However, I was afraid of him going for Scald, and if he Scalded, then that would be kind of annoying. But I guess in theory that my best play was probably going right into the Azumarill. Either way, it's totally fine. Like, that would just be good for differential. No matter what, I still win this game. Like, I'm sure of that. As you guys can see, my Wild Charge is doing a lot more than I expected. And I really thought this thing was like full physically defensive, but I guess it's not. Maybe it has like special attack investment or something. But yeah, I really thought that it would be taking this a little bit better, but it just takes so much. And at this point, his play, he's thinking, is to just keep on recovering. He's not trying to preserve differential, which is good. he's just trying to get the win, like no matter how like he can, because he's gonna need health on this thing if he wants any shot at winning the game. He's gonna need me to die to recoil here, but luckily Embor just putting in a ton of work, and yeah, just kills off this Milotic, and we get a 5-0 win. So GG to Goldoa. It was indeed like kind of hacksy with some of the plays this game. Some of the Scald Burns could have been a little bit more fortunate for him, less fortunate for me on the Tornadus. The Zen Headbutt flinch on the Venusaur I don't think mattered too much, because it would have kind of impacted the way that I played around the Bisharp, but you guys saw I didn't even bring in my Aerodactyl, and Aerodactyl would have honestly done a lot of work this game. Like if I ever got behind a sub or anything, which I could think of a few scenarios where I definitely could have done that. I think that would be like totally fine for me anyways, even if I didn't get off that flinch on the Mega Venusaur. But yeah, so now sorry about that thing keeping on popping up, but anyways, we are currently 4-5, -1. Next week we're up against Greg. And that will be a very, very exciting game, because Greg is a very good pal of mine, and we're both fighting for a playoff spot. But hope you guys enjoyed this battle, and yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Peace.